So Nina, you can start the recording now? Okay. All right, well, hi, and welcome to everyone. My name is Glenda Burrell, and I just want to welcome you into the Zoom room today. I'm so excited that you're here. This is a special day, and it's special because today is National Cancer Survivors Day. Now, let me tell y'all something. When we planned this, we did not even know that this day was Cancer Survivors Day. I had no idea. This is just how God pulled this thing together and worked it out. For those of you who are new to Zoom, I'd like to point you to the chat feature on the toolbar at the bottom of your screen. You can use that at any point in time during this recording to chat, to ask questions, leave comments, anything you'd like right there in that chat feature, okay? Now, I decided to host this event because after losing my dad 17 years ago, almost on the 21st, it'll be 17 years ago to cancer, I have a burden for those who are dealing with it. That means if you're a friend of someone, that means if you're a caregiver of someone, that means if you are a thriver, a cancer thriver, and it also means if you are fighting this battle as we speak, I have you in mind for today. I hope that the information that you learned today will be helpful in allowing you to make some really great decisions about your wellness going forward. And so with that being said, I hope that it gives you hope and encouragement. So listen up to real stories from real people who have walked this walk. Okay, Nina, if you could start that recording for us.
Call because I'm thrilled with the lineup of speakers we have. And so we're just going to kick it off right away. And our first speaker is going to be our medical professional for this evening, and that is Dr. Rachel Smart. And Dr. Rachel is a counselor of natural health and a doctor of naturopathy. She is the CEO of Smart Transformation and wrapping her Juice Plus business around three critical pieces to wellness: faith, food, and the best you. For 17 years, she has enjoyed coaching and educating others on the power of clean eating, detoxification, staying positive in a negative world, and how to inspire others to be their best self. Dr. Smart's specialty is helping clients understand the power of prevention and how to have a good relationship with food and ensure a healthy body image. Dr. Smart has 4 grown daughters, they're gorgeous, 3 grandchildren, and is a published author with a newly released book called Modern Day Miracles on how to be resilient through life's emotional and nutritional struggles. Dr. Smart also is a national marketing director for the Juice Plus Company and is on a mission to inspire healthy living around the world. She has lived in Peachtree City, Georgia for 30 years, and her hobbies include reading, writing, traveling, and being around positive people. So I just want to welcome Dr. Rachel to the call, and get ready, folks. Hope you have a pen. It's going to be an awesome night.
Well, thank you so much, Susie, for the nice introduction, and welcome to all of you and some of those that will be listening to the recording. We have that available as well. But I am just so grateful as we get into October month is the cancer prevention or cancer awareness. And so I think this is great to have an educational series to really go into not being afraid, but being, knowing we're getting educated, we're getting inspired, and then we can take control over our own health and have tools to transform our health. And I know that many of you may be on the call, that you may be battling cancer. Maybe you have somebody that you're helping to fight cancer, or maybe you just want to make sure that you are staying ahead of the aging game and you're preventing and being proactive to make sure you don't just go thinking luck is the plan of action. So I wanted just to start out by just an honor to share my story with you. And when I grew up, I always thought if you looked really good on the outside that you were healthy. And there was a wake-up call that occurred in our family, and I was 34. I was raising 4 little kids. I had no idea that my husband would be just diagnosed at the age of 37 with terminal adrenal cancer. And it had the cancer had started in the adrenal and had spread all the way to the bones, and he was given 6 short months to live. And that just we were frozen with fear. But we became very serious students of nutrition right away because we were fighting, wanted to make sure we had the best edge, and we did gain a lot of hope because the number one way to extend life and to help it to fight cancer and to battle cancer was to increase consumption of raw fruits and vegetables. So we were looking for, we turned at that time completely to a plant-based diet because that's what we learned that would change the way the internal cellular nature of the body works to fight. And then we started looking for tools to fill gaps in our nutrition and our attempts to get more raw food. And so we turned to juicing as one of the ways and tools that we got, to get more flooding of raw food. And we enjoyed the juicing, but through time it became very hard to keep up with the large amount of juicing that we needed to consume, a gallon a day. We were limited in the variety, and we've learned that just as important as bulk is variety of fruits and vegetables with all the colors and all their plant nutrients that help attack and neutralize the damage in cancer, and just really, I always call it God's chemotherapy. So we needed to have other ways to be more consistent. And so we were grateful that our prayers were answered. We were looking for tools, and we found a juicing alternative, which is a concentrated form of raw fruits and vegetables in 30 wide variety, ranges of plants that were organ specific, that worked at the cellular level, and there were food concentrates. And so it was something called Juice Plus. And as a naturopath, I was being trained at that time to be a naturopathic doctor. And I was a skeptic, of course. And I think we all should be skeptics if we want to know what's going in our bodies. And I looked at the research, and it was food. It was safe. It had research to back it. And I was so grateful that I had a way to help my family and my husband fight cancer, as, that was our plan. And so my husband, through prayer and through Juice Plus and eating plants and the positive fighting spirit that we had, really worked on, his life was extended, 6 months, short life with the terminal cancer, to 8 extra healthy years. And that was a lot of years that were added. My youngest was a year, and she was 9 when he passed away. And so I saw food give the edge on life. And I saw the power of food. It was not just good for you, it was so powerful that it could save life. And then I began seeing my husband, and I remember the last day, he really worked all the way up to the last, he worked all the way up till 2 months before he passed away. And then, he was going downhill, but it was 8 years, that process. But the day before he passed away, I remember him cutting his own hair. He asked me something that he sat on the edge of the bed the day before he passed away, and he said, "Rachel, you forgot to give me something or do something." And I thought, oh, what did I forget? Because I was trying so hard to make sure everything was perfect for him. He said, "You forgot to give me Plus." Because he was taking that therapeutically, because he knew it had an edge on his health. It gave him an extra day. We don't know how long it gave him, but it gave him quality and extra life. And so I will never forget that he saw value in God's food. And so for what that story did for me was, as a mom, I have 4 children. I want to give my kids a nutritional, armor up suit, I call it. I want to give them an education about what feeds disease and is junk food. I wanted to be able to help them understand the power of fruits and vegetables. They are so powerful, they can save your life. And then more matters, and then always have that fighting spirit and that faith. And so if you're on the call and you're looking to deal with this or preventing it, knowing that we have some tools for you. And one of the things I want you to remember is that, this is something I learned, is that symptoms occur after about 70 to 90% of diseases has already manifest itself. So if you have a symptom, we don't want to wait till, like my husband, he was in the tip-top shape. He was an athlete. He didn't have any symptoms until just a little couple of months before he was diagnosed. So we don't want to wait till, give luck a chance, or we think we're not going to have a disease, whether it's heart disease or cancer. We want to make sure we stay proactive and not wait to a symptom to tell us we need to get to work. And the number one tool is eat plants, eat more, and then fill nutritional gaps. One of the things that I wanted to share about Juice Plus that I felt was really compelling to me was the Dr. Santillo was the creator of Juice Plus. And he created and looked at the different energy systems of the body and looked at certain foods that actually vibrated the certain energies that would help to heal those parts of the body with certain foods that were aligned to that. So the 30 plants that are in Juice Plus, the concentrated whole food, they were actually matching the organs to help to protect those in a synergistic format, not just random fruits and vegetables. They were designed. That was powerful. And then a last thing, that vitamins are not the same as whole food. I believe that short-term use of whole food vitamins can be beneficial for a month or 2 or 3, but then the goal is to get off and increase more of the plants. And so I wanted just to tell you, those are some things I hope to empower you to know, to be educated. You don't have to be afraid, you just have to be proactive, and then know where to turn when you have some struggles, whether it's cancer or not. I wanted to share, I'm going to share 4 slides with you to clarify some things that I mentioned, so you know what we're talking about with Juice Plus, because it's God's chemotherapy. It is plants to heal the body, their medicine, as we continue striving to eat right. But I wanted to share with you briefly why I got involved with the mission of the Juice Plus company. It was a vehicle for me, and I never realized this vehicle would serve so well. My husband did pass away. I was able to turn in 2 years, go to the top leadership position of the company, and to be able to provide as a widow and a single mom, raising my 4 children and getting them married without, going into debt, for being able to have a full medical packet. The company provided a partnership with a mission and a movement to take healthy back that was aligned with integrity of my own heart, and to help me find my own voice, because I was very shy. Before this all happened, I realized this vehicle was God's way to help me to give back, to be a servant leader, and to really help give people hope. So I'm going to show you now some slides that can help you know more about what Plus is, for that tool to armor up. I'll share my screen here. And so this Fruits Juice Plus is concentrated whole food powders they're putting into capsules. So you got 30 plants. And that's what really appealed to me, because I was not looking for a vitamin. I was looking for whole food. And this was a concentrate, juicing made easy. They just take out the water when they juice the fruits and vegetables that are all vine right. No pesticide, no herbicide, no yeast mold of any kind. It works at the cellular level, but it's a variety of these plants that are powerful, and that I mentioned that the Juice Plus is that tool to fill nutritional gaps. These are the foods that are contained, so you see more clearly the organ-specific measure that I talked about, and far surpasses the isolated vitamins. These are the whole parts of food. It's the skin, the peeling, the pit, the pulp, and it's all vine ripened, so it has more power to heal. And then the biggest thing, as a naturopathic doctor on the call today, I don't really care about testimonials. I care about real research. And Juice Plus, when I first learned about it, there was only 15 medical studies, and they're done on blood plasma in humans. And so Juice Plus, for me, when I learned that it was done, there's 36 to date, 36 or 37, can't keep up. But it's those powders approved to be absorbed by the body and get into the cellular part of our body. They reduce the oxidative stress, which has occurred in any kind of disease, and just slowing down aging. It reduces inflammation, which is a marker for cancer and other diseases as well. Supports a healthy immune system. Cancer is about a weakened immune system. We want to strengthen and balance that immune out. One of my favorite studies was at Juice Plus, and whole food, plant-based diet helps to protect the DNA. Juice Plus is proven to help repair DNA in 80 days, 66% reduction of DNA damage or breakage, and supports cardiovascular wellness and healthy skin and gums. I wanted to share you this because this is my most important part of my, what we're doing with this mission, is to help realize that genetic expression can be altered by whole food nutrition and Juice Plus. This is my granddaughter, Blakely, and I want to just have you think for a minute, how old do you think a baby has to be to hold their head up? If I was to have you raise your hand, you'd probably say, what, maybe three, 2 months or something. This is my granddaughter, Blakely, and she's only 2 weeks old. She's been eating Juice Plus. My daughter had 17 years in her bloodstream, and she had a baby, Blakely. And it's really what we're doing is to change and help and give our kids nutritional inheritance is the greatest gift of all. There is no way that a baby could be able to lift their head up after 2 weeks. Usually it's in a bassinet and just you can't even hold that head up. But that's what nutritional infusion of whole food and Juice Plus can do. And I'm just so grateful to be part of a mother to empower other mothers as well. So the premise is nutritional excellence. We want to make sure we agree with Thomas Edison. The doctor of the future will no longer treat the human frame with drugs, but rather will cure and prevent disease with nutrition. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to, let's see if I can stop the screen share. Okay, I'll turn the time over to, actually I'm going to go into introducing Dar. She is a guest speaker on our call tonight. I'm so grateful for her. And she's 7-year breast cancer thriver, which I love. And she's from Omaha, Nebraska, and she is going to blow your socks off with her amazing transformational story and with you all about how she is thriving through a cancer survivor.
Thank you. Thank you, Rachel. It's an honor to be here. I just feel so privileged to be able to be a part of such quality people. And I'm a little nervous, and I'll admit that, and maybe a little bit emotional because of my journey and what I've experienced with other men and women and what they've gone through. But so I'm just going to be real about the way I share. It's not been a joyride in the beginning. It was not what I went through. But my name is Dar Geiger, and I am a breast cancer thriver, and I want to tell you my story about what happened to me and what it's like today. So in 2010, I was diagnosed with stage 2 breast cancer, and it was pretty shocking and frightening, truthfully. I remember feeling numb and shocked, and I really struggled with fear. So my journey through treatment included a lumpectomy. I had 15 lymph nodes removed, and 8 of them were cancerous. And then I experienced 16 chemos and 33 radiation treatments from a period of September of 2010 through June of 2011. And something amazing that I noticed was I was fortunate enough to have a doctor recommend to me to megadose on my Juice Plus nutrition. And most people didn't even know that I was going through what I was going through because I really never got sick. I had weakness and tiredness off and on, but honestly, I was amazed that I lived a pretty full life through all of this treatment that I went through. And the reason for this was because I was megadosing. So I was taking 6 of each of the fruit and the vegetable in the vineyard. And I was snacking on the chewables and drinking 1 to 2 shakes a day. So I really was mega dosing on whole food nutrition with Juice Plus. And, you know, it's pretty frightening when you think about those poisons that were going into my body. That chemo, I mean, it's scary to think about what it does and the repercussions that take place when you're getting those poisons into your body. But I had that assurance, that peace about getting this nutrition into my body. And in the beginning, the first month of treatment, I didn't feel much like eating, but after about a month, my normal appetite came back. And so I'm not a perfect eater, and that's another thing. I'll admit to that. I am not a perfect eater, like most of us will probably admit. But I did have the assurance that I was doing something really, really good for my body. So through this journey, you know, I recognized that I had fewer side effects than a lot of the other women that were going through breast cancer treatment. And they were quite a bit younger than me. And it really broke my heart, some of the things that I learned from the friendships that I developed. Their repercussions were really, really tough. And so it made me want to be a beacon of hope. And that's what this whole call is about tonight. It's about giving hope to people that you can have a better quality of life during and after treatment. So right now, I volunteer for an organization. I should say I started 5 years ago volunteering for an organization that's local called Project Pink Breast Cancer Organization, and we serve women who are going through treatment emotionally, spiritually, and physically. We're a support for them. We have jars of hope that we give them that have each day have a beautiful saying on it that just inspires. And we come alongside the women to listen to them. They need to be heard because the repercussions that a lot of them are going through are pretty severe. And we can empathize because we've been there and done that. And so it's an incredible organization that I'm very proud to be a member of. And then also fast forwarding to today, my life 7 years later, there have been no reoccurrences of issues and no medications. I just had my mammogram and my physical, and thank God all is good. And my bonus is that my cholesterol has dropped since I started taking our new omegas in April. So I just realized the power of whole food nutrition. I'm also grateful to tell you that I am 75 years young and that I am blessed to live a life of fun and passion and vitality. And I'm just so grateful. And I go dancing regularly with the love of my life. And I travel with friends, and I've been developing relationships with other women going through cancer. And I've completed, they've completed treatment, and I did say this, that they have repercussions. They need to be heard. And so this is what we do. Anyway, in my friendships with Thrivers, I've seen brave, bold women and men that prove that cancer cannot conquer the spirit or cripple love or conquer, shatter hope. It can't corrode our faith or silence our courage or invade the soul or steal eternal life. So I've really learned through this journey that I believe this with all of my heart, that nutrition really matters. It's invaluable. And relationships are everything. So I thank you so much for the honor of being on this call tonight. And I ask God to bless all of you with good health and a promising future. And thank you so much. Ron, you're on.
Thank you, Dar. Hello, my name is Ron Llewellyn. My story started over 16 years ago when I pictured myself as a pretty healthy guy. I was an avid racquetball player, worked out 5 or 6 mornings every week, and I wasn't on any prescriptions. But in reality, I was 40 pounds heavier than I am now. I was tired all the time, ate a lot of processed foods, meats, dairies, and I suffered from seasonal allergies. I noticed after adding Juice Plus to my diet that it gave me excellent muscle recovery, more energy, and slowly but surely improved my eating habits. And those seasonal allergies also went away. And at one point in time, I did not call into work sick for 7 straight years when I was on Juice Plus. But then in 2010, a dermatologist found a few spots of melanoma skin cancer on my back, which started a horrible streak of having cancer not once, not twice, but 9 times over the next 7 years. Metastatic melanoma, stage 4, and thyroid papillary cancer resulted in 5 surgeries, 30 radiation treatments, 2 quarantines, and 2 immunotherapy treatments, which gave me severe side effects like colitis, which landed me in the hospital for 10 days. In those 10 days, I lost 19 pounds during that hospital stay. My body rejected everything for days. And then finally, I asked if I could have chocolate complete with just a little bit of coconut water, and that worked. It was really the lifesaver. It was the only thing my body would accept and digest at that time. I have a very aggressive form of melanoma. Therefore, I clearly saw the need to radically change my diet to help my body fight cancer. So I chose a completely whole food, plant-based diet, along with taking 4 times the daily dose of the Juice Plus Trio, plus 1 complete shake a day packed with even more fruits and vegetables. To save money and be in total control of my own food, I also grow the majority of my produce on 2 tower gardens that are on my back patio. I've thought to myself many times, how would I ever be able to eat that many fruits and vegetables, much less pay for them if it wasn't for the convenience and affordability of the Juice Plus capsules and those Tower Gardens. I'm so grateful for the proven protection Juice Plus has given me to fight the cancer that's within me right now. I was told 4 years ago that I had a very low chance of surviving 5 more years, and by the grace of God, I'm still thriving today. Have you ever had somebody tell you that you were doomed for a shortened life? Trust me, it's a very sick feeling when you hear that. I'm so very thankful for the Juice Plus community. We're a part of my mighty prayer warriors that have been praying for me these last 7 years. They've given me the confidence and the direction to fight my cancer. I often wonder if I would have given up or even been alive today if it wasn't for the years of protection that Juice Plus has been providing me, as well as the education that I've gained over this time on ways to fight my cancer through nutritional means and lifestyle changes. Through my faith, Juice Plus, and my whole food plant-based diet, I am changing my health story, and so can you. Maybe you're listening to this story and you think you're pretty healthy. I used to think that too. Or maybe you're on this call and you're fighting cancer and have been given that death sentence. What if the power of 45 different raw fruits and vegetables were coursing through your veins? Juice Plus could be one of the most important protections that will keep you strong through that fight. Thanks for listening to my story, and I pray that you take a serious look at Juice Plus to be added to your diet. You do not know the future that you hold. We can conquer cancer and many other illnesses through flooding our bodies through good nutrition. Thanks. Now I'd like to turn it over to Melissa Quayle.
Wow, I'm so inspired, choking back the tears. Thank you, Rachel, Dar, and Ron, and Susie for setting this up. And I want to tell you, whoever's on the call, or if you're watching through a recording, whoever sent you this link or whoever invited you, it's because they care about you. How cool is it to know that you matter to somebody? And I will start with my story. I heard about Juice Plus 9 years ago, and I only heard one phrase. You know how one phrase can really impact you? And that one phrase was, with Juice Plus, you get new red blood cells in 4 months. Now, the average person, that's not that big a deal. And you may think, why was that such a big deal to you? Well, I have lived my whole life with this really dark cloud hanging over me. I have horrible DNA. And I won't go through all of it because it's very sad and depressing, but I have really bad DNA. And, I had no idea that there was anything I can do about it. But the reason that 4 months new red blood cells with Juice Plus meant so much to me was my husband of almost 25 years had just died an hour and a half before. I was literally on my way out to pick out his casket. I was only 45 years old. I had a 16-year-old daughter and a 19-year-old son. So you talk about feeling ominous. I wasn't just a single parent. I was an only parent. I wasn't sick. So if you're listening to this and say, well, I'm not sick, neither was I. And I'm still not sick. But I'm telling you, when you are faced with all of these stories, we were all going through life with thinking everything was fine. We had no idea. And so, when he was diagnosed with cancer, it was lung cancer. It was stage 3. It very quickly went to stage 4. He had never smoked a day in his life. We were in full-time ministry. And to say that our world was pulled out from under us is an understatement. But what I want to tell you is Perry and I met with a nutritionist, not a doctor, but a nutritionist. And I said, is there anything I need to change with this diet? Is there any foods I need to eliminate? We'll do anything. And she very patronizingly patted me on the leg and said, no, honey, just give him whatever he wants. Well, you've heard enough by this point of the story. you know that that is not the truth, that there is something we can do. And so go on to, I found out, I started learning about food. I'm just going to be honest, this is going to make me sound shallow, but to me, food was either going to make me fat or skinny. I had no idea that food had the power to either tear you down or build you up. See, I'd struggled my entire adult life with chronic sinusitis. I mean, I was tired all the time, wanted to sleep in, could barely wake up. Well, I, of course, immediately added Juice Plus. I started noticing some changes, but remember, I was never told to look for anything. All I knew, new red blood cells. That was all I was hanging on to. I didn't know about the research at that point, but I started noticing that I was waking up very alert. My daughter's cravings started changing dramatically. And then now all of a sudden, fast forward, I have no more, I can't tell you the last time I've had any kind of sinus infection. But through all of this, when you're hearing this call, you may think, wow, this sounds too easy. In fact, I had a doctor say to a friend of mine, if it was that easy, everybody would be talking about it. Really? You think it's too easy, but you won't share it because you think if it were really that good, everybody would be talking about it. I don't know. When MD Anderson comes to you and wants to do a study on your product, I would say that that's a pretty great thing. As Rachel said, we've got 38 research studies. But what I want to talk to is not just everybody that's struggling with cancer, or if you're a caregiver, I am asking you, I know what it is to get run down and not be able to, sleep and take care of yourself. Or if you're listening and you're a mommy and you're struggling with mommy guilt. Do you know how many of us were overwhelmed? We didn't know where to start. We knew we weren't eating right. We knew we weren't doing enough, but how do we fix it? It's way too overwhelming. If you've ever juiced, you know how time consuming that is. But with one simple change, and Rachel so brilliantly showed you what's in it. It is a rainbow. I don't care how good you eat. There's no way you can eat 30 raw, vine-ripened fruits and vegetables, especially for this cheap. But I will tell you, when Perry was diagnosed with cancer, his oncologist looked at us and he said, he's probably had cancer in his body for 10 years. 10 years. But you know what I found out? One of my friends, several of my friends, were not only on Juice Plus, they were distributors. My cry is, why didn't somebody love my family enough? So that's why when I opened, I said, whoever invited you, it's because they care about you. Because once you have knowledge of something, then you become morally and ethically obligated to share it. And, I would never say that if we would have found Juice Plus, that it would have prevented, cured, or anything with Perry, because Juice Plus never promises to prevent, to cure, or anything. But our research shows, and Rachel even talked about, repairing DNA damage, reduces oxidative stress, reducing systemic inflammation. Those are the leading causes for all diseases. And what I want to say is, if it sounds too easy, it's not. It is easy. It is just one simple change, and it is so affordable. It is so easy. I travel all the time. And if I think about how many fruits and vegetables I've eaten today, I've been on a plane all day. I had one strawberry in the plane, and I carried apples with me on the plane. But every day, I know that I'm arming my body. And do you know what? There is no health issue. You may be listening to this and you may be healthy. I hope you are. I hope you didn't find out about Juice Plus in a crisis or after we've been on Juice Plus like a lot of us did. But you know what? It is so simple. It is so doable. It is so easy. And there is no disease that can't be better with flooding your body every day with raw fruits and vegetables. I am 54 years old. I feel better at 54. I have more energy. I wake up so alert. But my question to you is, I'm going to echo Ron. He didn't know my notes and I didn't know his. But what if, just imagine with me for a minute, what if this is what you've been laying in bed praying for and what you have been seeking on the internet, Googling? What if Juice Plus was your answer? Because you know what? Why not try it? What do you have to lose? Thank you guys so much.
Wow. Thank you very much. What an incredible panel. Thank you, Melissa. I just hear the passion coming through. Thank you, Ron and Dar, for your stories, and Rachel for your expertise as well. Just as they said, whoever invited you here, if you want to learn more about Juice Plus, and maybe it made sense to you tonight and you're ready to get started, that is our hope and prayer, because we all know the power of it. So like Melissa said, we're not saying it's going to cure or mean that nothing ever happens to you, but it certainly is a nutritional safety belt. I think of it the same way as when I get in my car, I put my safety belt on, and we all know to do that now. And we all know that we're supposed to eat fruits and vegetables. Does it mean I'll never get in a car accident? No, it can't mean that. But if I do get in a car accident, studies show that I'm much less likely to have horrible things happen to me, including death. So I see this as the same idea. Put your nutritional safety belt on. Give yourself and your family that best chance. So thank you for joining us tonight, and we hope to serve you our best way we can in the very near future. So good night, everybody.
Oh, okay. I love it. Touches my heart. I've seen that video a few times, and it just touches my heart. As I mentioned, my dad passed away almost 17 years of cancer. But the reason why I wanted to do this now, because I've got people, I see her now. I didn't know you got on, Andrea, that's suffering right now as we speak, fighting right now. And I've also got some surrogate parents in the area who are fighting cancer, and it hurts. So on the tail end of that video, when she said, "Why didn't they tell me?" that shot me straight in my heart. I love everyone who I invited, even the ones who are not here. And sharing hope is how we share love. Okay? So I'm going to ask you to listen to one more story of someone I know personally, and that's my good friend, Lori. Lori, can you share a little bit about your journey with us?
Hello, can you hear me? Can everybody hear me? Great. Well, I've got a picture here that I'll show you in just a minute when I get to that point. But I remember exactly where I was, and this was several years ago, 8 years ago now, when the nurse called me and informed me over the phone that I had breast cancer. And my world just totally had the rug ripped out from under me, because I thought, I'm thin and I exercise and I'm young and our lives are going full throttle, and this just can't be right. This just can't be right. So I had surgery a week later and met with my oncologist, and he told me that cancer is just an unpredictable and a random thing. And again, I just felt so powerless. It turned out that I had stage 2 breast cancer, and I had to have chemo and countless surgeries to put me back together. And I had a wig and the works. It was just way more than my husband and my little boys bargained for. And this is a picture of my little boys. At the time, they were just little bitty kids. I have 2 boys. And oh boy, it was just crazy, because I knew that these little boys needed their mama. And that was the most terrifying thing about facing this. At this season of my life, I was a busy, hardworking girl, and dinner was often a Coke and a candy bar when I was working late. And I thought it was being so smart to drink Diet Mountain Dew, to have the caffeine, to stay slim and have the energy to get everything done that I needed to do. And I thought that that was smart to face the stress. But with this diagnosis, all of a sudden I was facing death, looking it in the eye. I got on the internet and I found that the only thing that the experts all agree on across the board, no matter who they are, is that fruits and vegetables can help you get well. So I totally changed my diet overnight, just like that. I started juicing every morning. I started making glasses of beet smoothies, and boy, I stuck it down. And I was spending about $8 every day. And this was 8 years ago. So you can imagine what it would be now. And I was getting probably on a good day, maybe 4 or 5 vegetables in that beet smoothie. And it was hard, but I was willing to do it because I was just begging God to let me get these little boys raised. So a few months into the chemo, and because of, thank God for those people, many are on the call, who prayed for me, and also because of some serious nutritional changes that I made, I did very well with the chemo. And in fact, my doctor told me that he expected a full recovery. And he also said this, he said, "You've done better than any cancer patient I've ever had." So with that, I began to realize how important fruits and vegetables are in guarding the body against cancer. And you know what, not just cancer, every disease out there. But there was also that nagging thought. I remember hearing in high school, cancer always comes back. And that was defeating, and I just felt powerless. How can I be sure that I'm doing enough? Because again, I've got a family that I love, and I want to be there for them. So a few years after, actually, my cancer, a friend shared with me about how to add a variety, 30 plus fruits and vegetables to your diet every day, the easy way, because I was working so hard and I just could not believe that it could be that easy to get that variety and to get that purity in my body every day. Again, without grinding it out, quite literally with the juicing. I was just working so hard, but I decided to give it a shot, really for my children, because there's a chewable product. And when I think the true test was when they loved it. And I said, wait a minute, this is great. We can meet in the middle here, and they can do something that they like eating, and I have that peace of mind for them. So anyway, fast forward just a little bit, and here I am already eating a very clean diet because I've made those changes. And I noticed that I was getting more energy. I was able to chase my son around, even though I was going through, post-cancer, and they always say that you're drained and things like that. Well, I didn't have that. I had sustained energy, and I still have the sustained energy. Now, this is my 50th year, and I still have the energy to do whatever I want to do. Praise God for that. So this simple little tool, these little humble capsules, have been the catalyst for my body to recover from some serious health issues. And I'm changed now. And I want to give this gift to people, this education and this tool in their toolbox to improve their health. And my path from disease to wellness started with just this one simple change, and then it snowballed. And again, I have this peace of mind, and my goodness, what is that worth, to have the peace of mind that you're doing everything you can do to fight disease. Remember, I found that the only thing that all the experts agree on is that fruits and vegetables help you get better and can help you get well. And I love sharing this with you. I love sharing it with the people that I care about the most. Again, I feel like it's a moral obligation to tell people something that's helped me. And just like me, you've got too much living to do to be sidetracked by sickness and disease. There's a great life to be lived out there. And we all want to fight for that life, and to fight hard, and to know that we're doing enough. And thank you for letting me share my story with you.
Thanks so much, Lori. I appreciate you, girl. Well, if Juice Plus made sense to you, I want you to know you have options. You can get with the person that invited you to this call, and you can become a customer. That's one option. We have another option. You can get with the person that invited you to this call and invest in our future with sponsoring a child for free with your adult order with Juice Plus. And the last option we have is the ability to invest in our community by being your own customer. Buy it from yourself. Share with our community. You know people I don't know, and this message needs to be heard. We all know someone who needs this stuff. That is the whole reason why you were asked here tonight. I'm grateful again to see some faces I haven't seen in a while. I'm grateful for those who I've met for the first time on this call. And I wish you an incredible evening and good night.
Thank you, Glenda. May I share, if you don't mind? Someone asked me earlier, so if you